Let's do it one more time. I love you. I really do.
We're family, just know that.
So something strange happened to me yesterday. I'm in a bit of a quandary about it. Here's what happened. I went to the cinema, home of film, to see a movie, allegedly, entitled This Is It, which is the reconstructed rehearsal footage of the concerts that Michael Jackson never got to perform. Now, a number of problems. Firstly, I'll fess up, I am not a Michael Jackson fan and haven't been for a very long time. I'm a man of a certain age. I bought Off the Wall. I liked Thriller. After that, most of it for me was Claptrap. I can't stand Earth Song. I cheered when Jarvis Cocker got on stage and messed it up for Michael and all those kids at the awards ceremony. Secondly, I'm not entirely sure that taking that footage and putting it together as a movie is something that one ought to do. Now, bear in mind, I'm an Elvis fan, and I was rather uncertain when they released the sound check version of The 12th of Never whether we really needed that as an Elvis single. And a lot of Michael Jackson fans have said that footage was not meant to be seen by audiences. It was for Michael's own use, to rehearse his show. It's not meant for public consumption. But in the screening that I saw, which was, let's be honest, packed, everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves enormously. But here's what happened. As each song finished, there was applause from the audience. It wasn't like they were watching a film. It was like they were watching the concerts that never happened. Now, obviously, the footage has been put together from outtakes and bits and bobs, and often we get incomplete numbers. Michael Jackson's voice falters. He doesn't actually finish some songs. Strangely enough, there's a certain frailty to it that's kind of charming because it somehow cuts through the professional sheen that has made him, in my opinion, so completely unwatchable and unlistenable for so many years. But the fans were responding as if they were watching something other than a film. They responded, in fact, as if they were watching a concert. It was if, for me, I had somehow got access to the tour that Elvis never performed because he died on the eve of going on that tour. And it made me think two things. First one is, I was absolutely right about Kenny Ortega. And when I told you to go and see High School Musical 3 and watch the High School Musical movies because they are great modern masterpieces, I was right. And Kenny Ortega is the real hero behind This Is It. But more importantly, as I sat there in that packed cinema, just shortly after having paid to see Saw 6, when there was only 2 other people in the cinema, I started to wonder whether my aversion to things in cinemas that aren't movies really is entirely justified. I mean, think about it. Nowadays, people are going to cinemas to watch sporting matches, to watch football matches. They're going to see opera and theatre being live streamed. They're going to watch Michael Jackson concert movies. They're going to watch 3D digimations, which I still hold to this day are not proper cinema. 3D may have a future, but it is not cinema, it is something else. Maybe, in the end, what's happening to cinema is that it is having to embrace a number of other art forms, Zidane, and art installation, in order to keep surviving. And I have 2 comparisons. One of them is, think of your local church. You know, it's a church, but suddenly it's a youth club. Suddenly it's a place where people go to do Pilates. Suddenly it's a place where people go for ping pong. And all that helps keep the building alive. Or, think of your local pub. Starts out as a pub, suddenly it's a gastropub, it's a restaurant, it's all those other things, but it keeps the pub going. And despite my long-standing cynicism about all these things, I've come to accept that maybe it is necessary for cinemas to keep thriving, for them to show things which aren't movies. But let us remember that those things aren't movies. And let us also remember that a pub with the best food in the world may be fine, but it still needs real ale. And that's what I want when I go to the cinema.